How are you guys doing? Well, tonight we're going to talk about AliExpress. AliExpress is a shopping site all the way from China. And they have a lot of different things in AliExpress. And they do have watches included. That's great. But AliExpress, they have a lot of different things. They have little electronic things, little small clothing things, you name it. Little things for parts, little tools, accessories. They have a lot of things that are easy for them to ship out in the mail, I've noticed. So lightweight things that are easy to ship out in the mail, small packages, you'll find those things on AliExpress. Like maybe a little pocket knife, various things. I've bought watches off AliExpress. And for the most part, they're pretty good little watches. They sell digital watches, analog watches, homage watches. Many of the watches are under $100. You can get a good watch for $10 on AliExpress, $15 US on AliExpress. So on November 11th, which is 11.11, they have a yearly sale. And often AliExpress will have a sale about every quarter of the year. And it's www.aliexpress.com. But on 11/11 they have a global shopping festival. And don't forget about that, you guys. Keep that in mind. So, this is how a good way to shop off AliExpress. So before the sales, you look around, you find watches that you like. Watches that you're interested in. So you'll find out what prices the regular prices are. Put those in your shopping cart. So then you know. Keep checking on your shopping cart because prices do tend to shift around a little bit. So just watch out where the regular price is. Let's say you see a watch you like. The regular price is $25. Well, keep it in your shopping cart. Take a look around. See what some other sellers are charging. And then what you do is, when one of these sales come on, you see how much it's reduced. So let's say it's a $25 watch and the sale comes on. It's on sale for $20. Well, that's not too bad. But don't get into where the seller will raise the price of the watch to reduce the price. As a sale price, it's actually the regular price. Don't get into that. So keep your eye out for that because some sellers will do that. Raise the price to reduce the price, which is still the regular price. So don't get into that. Watch out for that. So just get use those regular prices to know the sale prices. So AliExpress has advantages and disadvantages, of course. So if you order from AliExpress a watch or something, expect it to take quite a while to get to you. So a month or 2 months is normal. So let's say that you order a watch and it doesn't arrive or arrives defective. Then you can open up a dispute with AliExpress to get your money back. And the thing is that you just really watch the site. You don't want to order something and forget about it and then you don't get your money back. You just got to keep your eye on what's going on. So you check in, just watch when your stuff arrives if it doesn't arrive. But give it a month or 2 months. But after a month you can start inquiring. You can contact the sellers too and find out. Now what I do is I go on the official stores to buy some of my watches. Like Skimi, for example. I like the Skimi watches. So I'll go on the Skimi official store and buy it from there. I usually have really good results. And I find from my experience, if you buy from a seller that they sell a lot of watches, your chances of non-delivery or getting something defective are highly reduced. It's usually stuff they sell lots of, you'll have good results. If it's some fringe item that like some seller hardly ever sells, that's when you may have a problem. But for the most part, you get good watches. And on AliExpress, they have coupons you can get for these sales. You can look out for those. Sometimes the seller will mail them to you. You can go on the site and You can seek out coupons to get a little bit off. If you like doing coupons, that's the way to go too. And even on AliExpress, without these sales, you can get regular flash deals. So you go on the home page, you'll see flash deals. And sometimes you can get just as good a deal as what you would get on these sales or these quarter of the year sales, which is good too. I've bought a watch that way too one time. Now, why would you want to buy a watch from AliExpress? Well, it's that you get a good watch. You can try out different watches and you can still get a good watch. And they're not luxury watches. They're not investment watches. They're just watches you can try out. And let's say that you're interested in some expensive watch. Well, you can get a cheaper homage and see if you like it. If you like the homage, you can go to the expensive watch, right? That's a way to do it. And don't worry about accuracy. Because if you get a cheap watch, you get a cheap quartz watch, it's going to be accurate. It's going to be more accurate probably than an automatic. So a lot of people might think, oh, I won't buy a $10 watch, it's not going to be accurate. It will be accurate. So don't worry about accuracy. What you want to worry about, like find a good sellers, good all that. You want to see about getting the right size for your wrist of a watch. And for comfort, that's a couple of things you want to look for. Comfort, don't worry about accuracy. Comfort and the size. If you're not too sure what you want to buy, well, you might have to experiment a little bit. They sell digital watches, they sell analog, they sell quartz, they sell automatics. And the automatic watches, like I was saying, most of them are under $100. Mostly all their watches are under $100. And there's a little bit different tiers of the automatics. Like you get really cheap automatic watch, it's not going to have a very good power reserve. Like you could get a cheap watch with an automatic that, let's say you got it for $20, $30. Don't expect a big long power reserve on that watch. It will be accurate, but it won't have much of a power reserve. So that means when it's fully wound and you just left it sitting there, you're lucky to get maybe 4 or 5 hours out of it. Now, if you get a good seagull watch, a watch with a seagull movement in there, you're going to have a pretty good movement. Those seagull movements aren't too bad. Like, they're easy to wind, they power up good, and they have a good long power reserve, just as good as some of the lower tier watches. You could get a power reserve probably close to up to 40 hours. But if you get 20-hour power reserve, that's not too bad either. But I found the seagull movement watches aren't too bad. So you could get a watch with a seagull movement on sale probably for about $80, something like that. So don't worry if you get a watch with a seagull movement. And so what else can I say? So this is what you do. You make sure you have your watches you like in your cart. You watch the prices. You learn the prices. Find out the good official stores. Find out what they sell lots of. And then you're prepared. Then when the 11/11 sale comes on, then you see what's on sale, right? It'll be right. The prices will change. And then you can order then. And then you expect a long wait, of course. But you may be able to get a watch that you can try out, right? And if you get a watch you don't like, well, you can always try to sell it a different way. Like, could be like online classified ads, something like that. You should be able to sell it if it's not real expensive, because when people go on these online classified ads, local ads, they're looking for bargains. I tend to notice this. People aren't looking for real expensive things. They're looking for bargains. Now let's say somebody doesn't have a credit card. Well, they may go on those sites, like a local classified site, to buy a $10 watch because they just have that cash. So, you should be able to sell your watch if you don't like it. But it gives you a chance to try out watches, find the size that suits your comfort, and you'll be fine. So, this concludes my video on the 11/11 sale, AliExpress, www.aliexpress.com, Global Shopping Festival. Don't forget, maybe find a watch. Now I'd like you guys to comment in the comment section about your experience on AliExpress. and any tips that you have, any experience you have on AliExpress that may help the other people, that'd be great. This is not a censorship comment section. You can comment positive, you can comment negative. I just love to see honest comments. Like if you guys said, let's say somebody come on there and said I didn't have good luck on AliExpress, I'm not going to censor you out. That's good, because somebody else could read that and maybe learn something, right? Maybe they didn't have good luck either. But I've had pretty good luck myself on AliExpress. There were some watches I've got that were a little bit on the fringe side, but they arrived defective, or some didn't arrive at all. I just went through the processes of doing a dispute and get my money back. And if you got something defective, you can just take a picture of it and just show them, and you get your money back. So you really got to watch the site and notice when you're receiving yourself, not receiving your stuff, your items. And it's good. Like, you don't have to have the most expensive watch for accuracy, like I said. And some people don't want to spend a whole lot for a watch. Maybe you don't have a whole lot of money. Maybe you're saving up for something else besides a watch. So it'll give you an opportunity to buy something that tells good time that you don't have to spend a fortune on. Like a lot of these sites, you know, like channels, YouTube channels, they want to get you to spend more money for the most part than you really want to spend. You ever notice that? They want you to buy mid-tier stuff, higher tier stuff. You don't see too many. You see some, they'll show you AliExpress watches, but a lot of them will watch snob. They'll watch snob their way around and say, oh no, you got to buy a Seiko watch to have a good watch. You got to buy a Citizen watch to have a good watch. You got to buy some micro brand watches that are $200 or $300 to have a good watch. Well, if you want a good watch and you don't have a whole lot of money to spend, you could be a student, you could be going to high school, you could just be working on a job. You have a watch that you don't want to have a whole big expensive thing you don't want to scratch and break and everything. Buy an AliExpress watch. You can buy a schemy watch off AliExpress that is a G-Shock homage, and they will last good. So don't worry about watches that are going to fall apart the next day and all that. You're going to have a watch that tells good time. You may have to buy a few watches to find one that's your best comfort, best size. It'll help you learn about watches without spending a fortune. It'd be better if you spent $10 and found a watch and learning about it than spending $200 or $300 and finding something that you don't even like. So it's not always luxury watches that you want. It's not always investment watches that you want. Sure, YouTube channels will try to get you to spend as much as possible, because that's where they're going to make the most sponsorship, right? They get you to spend $1,000, $300, they're going to get more sponsorship on that stuff. So just try to do things that make sense. So if you guys have anything to comment, go ahead. This is my conclusion on the 11/11 sale, AliExpress.com Global Shopping Festival. Don't forget, maybe find a watch. So you guys start searching now and get yourselves all prepared for November 11th, and you'll do well, I think. So start now, start doing research, get your shopping cart with some things in it, and then by 11/11 you'll be all set and ready, and you'll get some good deals. So thank you for your time.